What up, Dokkaners? GDC is just around the corner, so should you summon on the banner tonight? Or peppy gals, or I guess not so peppy, but gals, or not even gals, they're just peppy people. Should you summon on the upcoming peppy people banner? I'm gonna be giving you my thoughts and opinions in this video. The thing about this one, no. I don't know why I was starting like that. Answer's no, and the answer is because of where we are. We are 5 minutes away from GDC. That's what I'm gonna say. We are 5 minutes away from GDC. We have made it through the entire year, and now we are on the precipice of greatness. I just don't think you should compromise your stone count. Now, that being said, it is hard to deny the potential that lies before us. Both of these characters have some pretty insane potential. So I think in this situation, showcases, word of mouth is going to be very important in terms of people's general assessment of the characters. And I do think it's worth, if you are planning on summoning, to at least wait. There's a couple of things you should do first. The first being, use your free tickets. Your free tickets are going to be very useful here, sort of like how it was during the Cell Max. The Cell Max one, it was double rates, so you had a better chance of getting something out of your free tickets. But then here on the Peppy Gals banner, the featured list is much more narrowed down. There's only 7, and 4 of them will be relatively new, right? The 2 new characters, plus the 2 EZAs. I would imagine they would put both the EZAs in here, and then 3 others. But it's all Peppy Gals. So while the 2 characters might have generally a better outlook in terms of summons, just know that your fallbacks are just outright horrendous, because most of the Peppy Gal characters, I don't want to say all because I feel like I'm missing something, most of the Peppy Gal characters have 0 like top tier potential. There are some units that can contribute very well, like GT Heroes. Pan is excellent. Actually, wait, she's not Peppy Gals though, but she's on the Girl Power banner. Oh yeah, Girl Power. It's okay, whatever. Like, I'm assuming they're gonna keep Pan on this, so Pan has top tier potential. Android 18, now that she has an EZA, you could, you know, maybe. Bulma, I think, is probably the best of the bunch, and she doesn't even have her EZA yet. Eventually she will. So besides that, I can't really say that there are too many others that will fit like the best teams out there, or even competing teams out there. You are summoning for these characters knowing full well that these are very niche. ARINSU has potential to do some pretty crazy things. Pansy has potential to do some pretty crazy things. But will you be seeing them on the top tier teams out there regularly? Probably not. And I think ultimately that's the most important thing. Plus, Daima is where they're mainly going to be used the best. That's not to say that they can't be used outside of Daima, but both of them do fit and synergize best on Daima. If we take a look at Link Buddies though, the links are kind of all over the place, sort of. But then you also have like the Daima characters in here. You got Glido, you got Piccolo, you got this dude, I forget his government name. And then Pansy. Let's see, what's Pansy's linkage? Pansy's linkage must be terrible. Yeah, Pansy's is horrendous. I mean, you got the masked Pansy, but then after that, it's all this. In terms of, well, actually for Pansy though, you don't have as much in terms of team building. Goku, I mean, this you'll lose outside of Daima, and this you'll also lose. Well, I mean, you don't lose it, you just don't really apply it to anybody. But for ARINSU needs 3 or more extreme characters to get this extra slot 1 dodge. And then after that, that's pretty much it. You just have to have 1 demonic power Battle of Wits on her team, and you have to have 1 demonic power Battle of Wits on her team. So, you know, just all that considered, and assuming you have maybe 1 or 2 copies, was it worth the purchase? That's how you have to look at it. These banners are generally discounted. Last year, for 3 times only, there was a multi-summon discount, 30 stones per multi. So one argument could be, for 90 stones, you get summon points, and you get to get 3 multis out of what would normally be 2. And again, my counter to it is, that's 90 less stones for GDC. And to me, I would rather have as much as possible for GDC. Now I know, something that people mention all the time, just because it's GDC doesn't mean that they're going to be the best characters out there. It's sad that that's actually a good point, you know? Like, sometimes they miss with their anniversary or GDC level characters. We've seen it before. They've missed with some characters in the past, and we were not happy about it. But the upside versus the downside, to me, is so much more that it's worth taking the chance. And I would rather have as many stones as I can ready to go for what could be a 2-parter or even a 3-parter on this GDC celebration. And even if it's not just for the new characters, the fact that I could also get a bunch of other really strong characters on that same banner makes me just want to save those extra 90 stones. Because on the GDC summons, on the anniversary summons, they have summon discounts, buy 3 get 1 free, right? So while 90 stones, one set through gets you 3 multis on the girl power banner, on the GDC banner, 150 stones gets you 4 summons on a banner that features much more than what you'd get here. So it's all about opportunity cost. It's all about what is an acceptable gamble for you. Is it worth gambling for ARINSU and Pansy, knowing full well you might end up with one of these or whatever else, and spending 90 stones and getting some summon points? Or is it better to put whatever you can into your GDC funds? So ultimately it boils down to your own personal preference. My opinion is no, but you could feel differently. You know what? Actually, let me pull up my summons from last year. Bruh, look at this. On my 7 free tick, actually 14 free tickets. On my 14 free tick, what is this? Get out of here. My 14 free tickets, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 SSRs on my first 7 unit multi. That's kind of crazy. One of them being the featured. I mean, I am pretty lucky when it comes to summons, so I don't know if that's necessarily the best representative of how summons would go. Let's check the second one. I still got an SSR. Was she featured? No. Okay. So out of my 14 tickets, I got 5 SSRs. That's actually, yeah. That's actually pretty good. So, yeah. I mean, I wanted to get that. I wanted you guys to see that because I think that the 7 free tickets actually might save a lot of people. Here's what I think you should do. If you ultimately don't agree with my take about not summoning, which I completely understand, I don't blame you. Here's what I think you should do. Minimum, don't summon right away. Do Seriously Serious first. Get the 7 free tickets, summon on that first, summon with those first. You never know what you could get. If you get one of the 2, you're done because you managed to pull one, you got really lucky, you can save your stones. If you didn't, then the next thing you should do is to see how people are using the character, people are consuming the character, either as their unit or as a friend lead. How are they enjoying using ARINSU or Pansy in whatever teams that they're trying to run? That's the next thing. Do your teams synergize with the teams that best suit these 2 characters? Do you have a Daima team that is lacking a slot 1, slot 2 sort of character? This ARINSU is effectively a slot 1 unit, 90% dodge, 60% damage reduction, and guard. So you've got multiple measures of defense to give you a little bit more security in the slot 1. Pansy is a slot 2, slot 3 damage dealing type character. So is your squad getting what it needs with these 2 characters? How are people consuming the character? How are showcases? How are people, using them in showcases? Check out my showcases, check out other creators, ask your friends, ask, around in the community. And then once you've got a good idea for how people are feeling about these units, then you can maybe make a decision. And at that point, here's the thing. By that point, after a couple of days, I would not be surprised if they start dropping some promotions, some teasers, some whatevers for upcoming GDC. So you could effectively mind hack yourself into stalling a little bit and then have the GDC promotions sort of save you from actually committing to it. I think that might be the best way to go about this, but ultimately the choice is yours. So I don't want to see any comments. Tony's telling me not to summon. I'm giving you my opinion. You can do whatever you want. All right. I still like you, but if you say that, I will Hakai you immediately on the spot. I don't want to see it. All right. I don't want to see a single one of you. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see. Don't listen to this guy. Do whatever you want. That's what I've been saying every video. All right. Okay. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Dokkan responsibly. Goodbye.